Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into this, another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I'm Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Obviously, the lead story, the Auburn Tigers back in the World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. They will play on Saturday night. They'll play the Ole Miss Rebels, a familiar foe. So Auburn gets it done on the road out in Corvallis, Oregon last night. Tremendous game. Auburn able to take that one 4-3. Blake Burkhalter was phenomenal. Sonny DeShera provides the offense as he has all year long. Really, that was about the only offense Auburn had. You had a very beautifully executed safety squeeze from Brody Moore, but it worked out extremely well for Auburn. Oregon State is a very good team. It was a really good atmosphere, and they were talking about a national championship caliber program. They had won, I think they've won 3 or 4?
3 since.
3.
Yeah, since 2006.
6, 7, and 18?
18,
yeah.
Yep.
So recent success. But nonetheless, Auburn able to get it done. We can talk about the success that Butch Thompson has brought to the Auburn program since he took over in 2016. It's been phenomenal. But just a tremendous time right now to be an Auburn baseball fan. So it's going to be fun. Going out to Omaha, I think our buddy David has already booked his ticket. He'll be out there, so he'll be able to hopefully give us a personal view of it as it takes place this coming weekend and hopefully on into next week. But so we'll talk about that. Randy, good to see you today. I mean, obviously we'll start here. Auburn getting it done, but last night it was. It started off, with a big home run pretty early from Sonny DeShera, but you thought, man, we can't. The bats are so cold. Blake Rambush still, I don't think he's got a hit in the entire Super Regional, but I just kept thinking, is this going to hold up? Is this going to hold up? Is this going to hold up?
And it held up.
And
to be able to win in 2022 based off of pitching, which is Butch Thompson's bread and butter. At least that's what he was known for when Auburn goes and does yeoman's work to pull him away from Mississippi State when they do. And it's paid dividends. And I think a lot of the credit also goes to the assistant coaches there for Auburn, because I think a lot of great decisions were made last night, and I'm sure Butch Thompson had a hand in most, but there's a lot of confidence when I see Tim Hudson going out on the mound. And they're extended breaks when he goes out there, and it's almost a well-thought-through discussion that it's going to take an ump, it's going to take a blue to come out here and make me get off of this mound. And he's talking the entire time. And the reason that I bring that up is it took almost perfection for Auburn to pull this off. For 3 straight games, there was a 2-run game, a 1-run loss, and a one-run win.
Yep.
And the pitching for Oregon State was dynamic, live arms. That last guy they had in last night, he was throwing as good a beauty as Burkhalter was to close things out for us. But I'm glad we had the 1-run lead, and I'm glad that we pulled Burkhalter in the 7th inning. You and I were talking before the show that we were worried maybe it was a little bit too soon, but it played in Auburn's hands, and it worked out perfectly.
You see this obviously in professional sports, but it seems to be more magnified in the college game. It's always, look, when it comes down to it, I'm going to put my best out there. And we're either going to win or we're going to lose with our best. And when Carson Skipper, he was great in game 1. And you brought him back, and he came in this one and, just mowed them down. got you out of a jam, and you thought, well, okay, he's feeling it again. And his curveball was working, but good hitter, makes a good swing, and it's a 2-run homer, and you think, oh, boy, here we go. So it's a 1-run game. Early, I mean, in the 7th inning, I was hoping that Burkhalter was just happy because he pitched. I think he threw about 25 or 26 pitches on the other day, on Sunday night or whatever it was. So I was a little nervous, and I told you I thought I was like, it's too soon. Because if he doesn't get out of this inning, I mean, it's the momentum, everything's just blown up. But he was as good as he's been all season long. He had pinpoint control. He was everything was exploding out of his hand. Auburn's had some really good closers throughout the years.
Yes.
But, man, Burkhalter, he may be the best.
Well, he's got 3 pitches, and he went to the changeup a majority of that final inning to get ahead. And then he's got the explosive fastball. It's up to 97. I'm sure it's higher than that, but last night on the strikeout there in the last inning, it was a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, a little high in the zone. And then he closed things out with what looked to be a little slider to me.
Yeah.
And it's a 90-mile-per-hour
on a
slider.
guy that had just been crushing the ball.
So he goes through 1, 2, 3 in the final inning too, and their numbers were not LSU late 90s numbers, but you could watch and see those bats there for Oregon State in the top half of that order and tell that they were special, and they were as good as probably anybody's got out there in the country when it's 1 through 4. And Auburn doesn't even get to the 4. He's able to get through those first 3 and mow them down. And but I do think that there's one thing to be said, like Tanner Burns a couple of years ago, where you can lean on an explosive fastball. But when you got 3 pitches that you really don't know what's coming, and one of those 3 is an 83-mile-per-hour changeup to counteract a 97 to 100-mile-per-hour fastball, it's one of those things you try to tell pitchers when they're young, when they're 10, 11, 12 years old, learn the changeup, young man. It will come back to benefit you. And for the most part, if you're stubborn like me and many were, you don't believe that that's the pitch that I need to learn that's going to be the out pitch. But last night I thought it was the pitch that Auburn used as successful as any other one.
Oh, yeah. He's almost got like almost like a John Smoltz splitter. I mean, the bottom falls out when it gets to the plate, and that's like you said, when you got 97 and you know where it's going,
yes,
you can throw it in a hole. Then it makes it devastating. Bill says Skipper coming in and striking out too and getting us out of that inning was absolutely critical. That is true. Yeah, I mean he was as good. I mean, and that's again, you bring in your senior in that moment, and he rises to the occasion. I know it was a 3-14 matchup. You would expect. I mean that's just kind of the way the seeding goes, and it's based upon the season, and it should have some relevance to it. But I thought Auburn and Oregon State were about as evenly matched as you could be. I mean, as far defensively, at the plate, pitching wise, all across the board.
Well, Sonny D won it. My 8-year-old son said his name 450 times last night. I mean, and my wife was like, is there really a player on Auburn's team named Sonny D? I said, yes. As of today, yes. And everyone knows exactly who he is. And I said, he is the big one over there at first base. It kind of wobbles around the playing surface until he's up at the plate.
How far did your heart go up in your throat when he grabbed his ham going to third?
Well, I had already said, and I don't know what part of the rule book I'd missed this on, but maybe it's some old high school rules that we used to play with, but you can substitute out a pinch runner and the pinch runner gets burned, and yet you can implement the player back into the game. And so in my mentality,
I was a softball rule.
Well, in my mental, I was like, somebody give him a break. and let him go back in there. And we don't mind burning, I'm sure, one of those guys that are on the bench that aren't. But I was wrong, and he would have been burned. And so I apologize to the family that I didn't know any better than I did there. But I was thinking the same there in the 8th inning when he gets on first base, that are you going to let him run for himself?
Yeah.
Are you going to bunt him over? No outs. Do you bunt him over to second? Give up the run, get a speedster in there, and then try to get an insurance run in. There's a lot of games that go on that you can second guess in baseball, and I think that's the reason so many of us love that sport, because there are tough decisions that can be made. But at the end of the day, I think the decisions that the coaching staff made with the pitchers for Auburn, pulling when they did, and having those pitchers, when they put them in the game, perform the way that they did is the reason that Auburn's moving on. And when you've got explosive arms like we do, you're as good as just about anybody you're going to see. I believe that in College World Series.
Isn't that the beauty of baseball, though? There's so many decisions that go into that.
Yes.
Should I bunt him over, like you said, to second base? Do I pinch run? How valuable is an extra run here? Because if I do that and take him out, he's actually a really good fielding first baseman. He'll get in front of a ball, and he's pretty wide. So he can take up some space, and he don't mind taking one off the chest. So can I put somebody in there at first base that is as good as him? I mean, so is it worth it? How do I balance that out? And there again, that's just the beauty of baseball and the decisions that have to be made.
Well, the game was won last night by Sonny DeShare at the plate swinging a hot bat, but it's also on a squeeze play.
Yep.
And a bunt that is put down in a perfect location down the first base line.
And
able
all
to,
executed perfectly.
And we needed that run, and that's what got us over the hump.
Yep. That's great. What's your thoughts on Auburn headed to the College World Series? What do you think of the matchups that they're going to see moving forward? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hilleby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hilleby Towers in Alexander City.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
The city famous for its music is quiet now, but it's about to be overwhelmed by the symphony of speed. Nashville Superspeedway will be rocking from the pit to the grandstand. June 24th through 26th, the Ally 400 NASCAR Cup Series race weekend brings a mix of incredible racing and live entertainment. Tickets are going fast, so visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com today and join the full throttle fun.
It's been 30 years. 30 years of growth. 30 years of dedication. 30 years of service and value to our great customers. 30 years of automotive technology and innovation. We are proud to celebrate our anniversary at Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika, making you smile for 30 years.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you, about 45 more minutes in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We're brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. They got 10 locations. Or no, they don't. What are they saying? They are all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area. They got one big location there in Dadeville. Beautiful new facility opening up. Give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, BigFishLakeMartin.com. Russell Dewitt Center, however, does have 10 locations.
They do have 10 locations, and I think both of them are very happy about the state of the market of our lake. Here, if we could get gas prices anywhere near normal terms, which I don't even know what that would be at this point, but inventory is so incredibly low on Lake Martin that that's the only problem real estate companies are having is getting access to inventory, because as soon as it goes on the market, it's bought up and nobody wants to sell.
Yep.
Because they realize what they have. So it's crazy the difference, say, a 20-year span can make in a place like Elliott City. Am I wrong?
No,
Andy,
absolutely.
It's a wild time. I was telling a good friend of mine, it's a wild time to be living here, and it's a wild time to be in the market to want to try to buy and live here. So I'm just glad we're already here. Back to the phone lines. Caller, you on the Auburn Blitz?
Good afternoon, guys. How y'all doing?
We're good, Terry. Hopefully you've got some positive news to pass our way for Auburn baseball today.
Randy, you read my mind a little bit. Finally, Auburn has something positive to discuss, and that's the biggest, that's the largest thing and the biggest thing we need to be talking about. They found something positive after all the a long time of just nothing but negative story after negative story.
Yeah, it's something to see what's going on with basketball and baseball, isn't it, Terry? We've had a long dry spell. Dating back to really the Hal Baird days. We've had a couple of little mixes and mingles at Success during that time frame, but right now Butch Thompson's got it going as good as we've had since the late 90s.
Well, Randy, I heard you say something a while ago, and I want to reiterate a little bit of what you said. That pitcher for Oregon last night, that guy's pitched his last game in Oregon uniform, that closer, and I'm glad Auburn faced him in the lead, not a deficit.
Man, he was explosive. He touched 100 in the top half of the eighth to get out of that final inning. He's a big guy. You could tell he had a lot of confidence out there. I don't think we were going to get much off of him, even if he stayed in a couple of more innings.
Now, is he projected as a closer at the next level? Because that's what he looked like to me.
His frame looks like a closer, but, you know, I tell you, now when you look at some of the starters in Major League Baseball, you're seeing some guys that have explosive stuff. I think it all rests on dependability of your arm. You know, I think of a guy from here in Alexander City that's doing really well that pitched for Butch Thompson at Mississippi State, Kendall Graveman. Kendall had the frame to look like a starter, but his arm really hasn't held up that way, so they move him into a close or a setup role, and he's found great success. So what do I know is what I'm saying, Terry.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's just a matter of finding your niche.
That's right.
One of the greatest save artists of all time, that was Dennis Eckersley.
Yeah, and really had an odd delivery, but he was one of those guys you could throw out there just about every day and feel confident.
Yeah. Now, guys, what's the biggest surprise that Auburn's in after being picked to finish last in the West, or the steroid-eating Pacific Ocean-sized ego Tennessee Volunteers are not in it?
I think it is that Tennessee doesn't make it there. Hosting Notre Dame is a shock to the entire country. I mean, they win 57 games. And anybody that watched them 3/4 of the way through the season, even when Auburn goes on the road and steals a game, when you watch that team, you go, I don't know what they're doing, but they don't look normal. And they looked juiced up. But they swung a real cold bat the last half, leading into the tournament play and on through into the Super Regional. So I'm glad they're not going to be there, I'll say that.
Which is about the only time they swung a cold bat all year long.
That's right.
That's what makes it even more unusual. And I don't feel sorry for them. I don't have anything against the University of Tennessee, but that was an arrogant bunch down there. And they reminded me so much, and I stated this before, of some of those late 80s and mid-80s Miami football teams.
Yeah, Randy made that comparison I think last week we were talking about it. Look, it'd be one thing if you show up with fatigues, and I'll say it again. I mean, look, if you show up with fatigues to the game, that's one thing. That's brash. Yeah, that's cool. Giving the outfield the finger as you round the bases, that's on a different level to me. And they've gone beyond those teams into a different area for all as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think we've ever seen anything like that at the professional level, because if you do, you're going to get thrown at.
Yeah.
So, guys, y'all have a great day.
Thank you so much, Terry. Good to talk with Terry today on a positive note. We'll go back to talking about Auburn recruiting at some point in time in football, and I'm sure that we'll all have our question marks when it comes to that. But, man, let's stay positive for one day, because a lot of our programs are really having a lot of success.
Auburn gymnastics, Final Four this year. Women's golf, they got to the, I think, Final 8 or Final 4, maybe Final 4. Men's golf got to the top 12 or I think top 8 maybe. Now you get baseball going, 2 College World Series. You get the basketball team made it the round of 32, won the SEC regular season. There is the program as a whole is pretty healthy. It's doing really well right now. Football is the one that's lagging behind. Now, if they start pulling their weight, which it's, you know, there are some signs that it's maybe moving in the right direction. It's not moving as fast as we'd all like for it to, but this season's going to be a big test for that. But if football can rise to the level of its contemporaries here, Auburn Athletic Department may be in a better shape than it's been in quite a while.
And that's saying a lot compared to what we said maybe 6 months ago, following the end of the football season. But I do think we have the best coach maybe that we've had in really any sport in Bruce Pearl. Can sell it, can market it, has built a program when we've never had one, for the most part. Baseball, second best coach we've had in school history, I think, right now, in Butch Thompson, with all signs pointing to maybe leaning towards being one of the best.
He may overtake Hal Baird.
And Hal Baird's one of those good Saints that I'm sure hopes that he does overtake him. So football is the one that's lagging, and I truly believe that Coach Harsin can get it done from a X's and O's standpoint and a culture standpoint if he can just go out and get the Bows and the Joes. And hopefully some of these guys, there are signs pointing that we're getting a little momentum on the recruiting front.
And look, as Terry is fond to remind us, football is what drives the
it does.
Ship. I mean, that's we all understand that, and a bad football team can wipe out 3 or 4 or 5 good sports, you know, or the sports having good seasons. So I get that. I'm fully aware of that. I think everybody understands that football carries so much more weight that there is a lot more of importance based upon that. So they need to certainly they need to get on the ball and elevate that level a little bit for more if they can. So right at the end of this segment, but we'll push this to the next one. It's going to be a very heavy SEC lean, SEC West lean in the College World Series. You got Arkansas, you got Texas A&M, you got Ole Miss, you got Auburn, you got soon-to-be SEC teams, Texas and Oklahoma, in there as well. Auburn will open things against Ole Miss. They started the SEC season with a 3-game series against Ole Miss in Plainsman Park. They lost 2 of 3. Ole Miss was ranked number 1 team in the country at the time. A lot has happened since then. Ole Miss has struggled throughout the regular season. All of a sudden now they've caught fire again. It's going to be a very interesting matchup between Auburn and Ole Miss.
Well, those 4 teams from the SEC West, especially now with Auburn making it to 2 out of 3 College World Series, even on a downswing, we know the talent level is there for each of these programs, that if they can swing a hot bat, and that doesn't mean the whole team has to swing a hot bat. If you get one Sonny D hot and he hits a homer every time they go out there to play, and that's worth 2 to 4 runs, and you throw these arms that the SEC's throwing at everyone, that win you a bunch of ball games. And so I don't look at Ole Miss and they're sneaking into the playoffs and sneaking into the College World Series, which they didn't. They won easily in Super Regional. But my point is, I don't look at them and say, this is not as good an Ole Miss team as we've seen in years past. And they just had a little tough spell, and we're going to have to play really well to get over them.
No doubt about it. Up against our another break here on the Auburn Blitz, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things.
Nope.
Should you lease,
Nope.
rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get
So
the
you did
free
make it
Algo
back to
traffic
the-
app.
With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. About 30 more minutes left in today's show. We're brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. They are saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248. That's Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, always looking out for your best interest. Randy got some comments rolling through. Kyle says, pitching staff has done a great job the last couple of weekends. What gets lost in it is that we lost our ace, Hayden Mullins, midseason. Hey, I mean, I don't know. I think Joseph Gonzalez would probably be considered the ace, but Mullins was pitching extremely well. I mean, he was the left-hander, right? So it broke up everything, and Mason Barnett probably should be given that much more credit for coming in and kind of filling that role.
Well, he was the best starter we had this weekend, by far. You know, he had explosive stuff yesterday. He kept him at bay for the most part. Carson Skipper comes in and gets him out of a jam. But, you know, we need Trace Bright to throw like he can. And Gonzalez was decent. He, you know, kept the ball around the plate, but he really didn't have a pitch to get, you know, the strikeouts that he needs. I'd have to look down at his numbers, and, yeah, I'm dead on. You know, he did have 5 strikeouts and went through 5 innings, but gave up 7 hits during that stretch. And, you know, he's a big 6'4", 230-pound guy, but he really tops out at about 85. Yeah. He can sneak it up there a little different, but he's mainly throwing a cutter. And, gosh, Oregon State's pitcher was great yesterday, wasn't he?
Yep.
Kept everything. I mean, I was on a text thread. My dad's one of them on the text thread, and he said, if Auburn grounds out one more time, just one more time. But it's that type of pitching, and it worked really well against us last night.
Pitch to your defense.
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to strike everybody out. Like Crash Davis said, they're fascists. You know, I mean, throw some ground balls, you know. It works the same way, outs are outs.
Favorite baseball movie?
Oh, probably Bull Durham.
Bull Durham?
Yeah, probably. Jim Hardy says team leaves Wednesday for Omaha. First round, Auburn versus Ole Miss. Auburn 1-3 record, 30 to 33 runs scored in the series. Yeah, that was it was a weird series because it seemed like Ole Miss won the first game it was like maybe 7-2 or something like that. And then Auburn came back and scored like 19 runs the second game. Is that right? They won like 19-2 or 19-5. And then Ole Miss came back, I think, and scored a ton of runs in the third game. So it was an odd series. It kind of went back and forth. But anyway, Brent says, what a gutsy call to let Burkhalter go the last 8 outs and sat them down in order without pitching to their most dangerous hitter, leaving him on deck in the ninth. He was as good as he could have possibly been.
Well, I thought Forrester was the one that scared me the most.
Yeah.
And I know it was righty on righty, but
and had a 2-0 count.
Had a 2-0 count. Threw some different stuff up there at him that worked out. It wasn't like he just said, look here, buddy, I'm not putting you on base. You're going to get my best fastball, and if you hit the thing out of the park and tie it up, then congratulations. It wasn't.
No.
He continued to pitch him tough and to throw some different things up there after he got to 2-0, but that worried me. But that's back to the beauty of baseball. There's a lot of decisions that have to be made, and some people may look at it and say, well, that's a minor decision. Well, no, it's not really a minor decision. He had the hottest bat going. He was the regional MVP. He was well on his way to super regional. We had walked him 4 consecutive times, and every time really had thrown around him. So would you do that here with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth when you got a 1-run lead? Are you going to give him the chance with a hot bat to swing 1 ball and put him back in the ball game and take a chance of winning it maybe in extra innings? And Auburn did that. And Burkhalter strung the pitches together to strike him out as well.
Yeah. It was, again, I mean, it worked out beautifully, and that's why you get paid the big bucks, to make that decision to go to your closer in the 7th inning. And he really came through for you for sure. All right, looking at the matchups, you got Oklahoma and Texas A&M. They'll kick things off on Friday. Notre Dame and Texas later on Friday night. Arkansas and Stanford at 1 o'clock on Saturday, and Auburn Ole Miss at 6 o'clock Saturday night. That should be a very with a lot of upsets. I mean, you've only got 3 seeded teams of the 7. So it's anybody's World Series.
Oh, sure it is. And Auburn's pitching staff and their closers and setup men give me the warm fuzzies that we got a good chance here.
Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Lake Martin has a new car buying experience. It's the TR Group of Alex City on Cherokee Road. The TR Group has up to 100 late model vehicles to choose from and will not be beat on price, selection, or financing. With the TR Group, your selection and quality is easy and your good credit is rewarded. But we offer guaranteed financing on our inventory because your future is more important than your past. The TR Group, Lake Martin's new standard in auto sales. Located at 814 Cherokee Road, Alex City, USA.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Whether you prefer bricks, clicks, or taps, there's one place built around all your needs. For whatever it is you want to do. Even if your needs change, we'll be right there with you, making it all possible. Because you never know when a new addition will come along. So walk in, log on, or tap away. Either way, Valley's built to help you do you. Wherever life takes you, we'll be right there with you.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs. Or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming.
Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom, Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for about 20 more minutes in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center with 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. Let's switch gears a little bit. We'll talk about, as we mentioned, David and I were talking about, if you blink, and it isn't, it's kind of mid-June now, but you blink and we'll be having fall practice and getting ready for the college football season. So it'll be here in the blink of an eye. We're already talking about the upcoming season a little bit and the quarterback play and how important that's going to be. We're talking about at Auburn. I kind of mentioned that yesterday with David. I don't know if you caught that, but they had there was a article that we did or talked about that it was one statistic that's trending in the wrong way that every team needs to correct. And for Texas A&M, it was 56.2% completion percentage.
Wow.
Bad completion percentage. And I said, who was the quarterback for Texas A&M last year? I think that guy's at Auburn now. So that was one of the things that was always the problem with Bo Nix was the completion percentage. So that's something that definitely needs to change.
Well, it does, but I think a lot of it has to do with the system that you're running. If you can get 3 or 4 easy completions per drive that is set up by a lot of swing passes and things like that, and that completion percentage looks a lot better than some others do. And when I watch a Jimbo Fisher-led team, I know that they want to run a lot more intermediate passes down the field. It takes a much bigger arm and a much more accurate arm to complete those passes, and don't take that away. That's what Alabama did so well with Mac Jones. They ran 18 to 25-yard patterns down the field, and he just threw dimes all season long. So, yes, that would be nice if we changed that. And I see a lot of videos with Calzada working on it right now. We'll see if it works out, Andy.
Speaking of quarterbacks in the SEC, Saturday Down South at it again. Here's one. They have categorized SEC quarterbacks into 3 different categories: elite, proven, and unknown. Elite, proven, and unknown. So I will give you the quarterback. You tell me what category they belong in.
Okay.
Bryce Young.
As elite can get.
I think that's a no-brainer.
Yes, but he's human.
Yeah.
And Auburn showed that at Jordan-Hare Stadium last year. Now, he put together a drive that is the reason for them making it on to the national championship game.
And
so don't take that away from him, but, you know, I'm not going to – he's not Mac Jones.
No.
I'm not giving him that.
Okay.
He's not that elite.
He's not that elite.
No.
Okay.
Alabama fans may think I'm crazy with that, but I don't watch that guy go out there and, you know, throw the ball on a dime all over the field. I think he can do a little bit more with his legs that keeps plays alive and is a little bit of that, but no, I don't think he's the best quarterback that's come through the SEC in the last 20 years by no stretch of the imagination.
Stetson Bennett III.
I'd say he's not elite because everyone wants to see somebody that was a 5+ star as the starting quarterback. I mean, he whooped our rear end.
Twice.
Every time I thought that, man, we got a chance because we got this Stetson Bennett walk-on over here as their quarterback. We got a chance to stop him if we can just slow the run down, and then he beat you there, and then he played extremely well in the national championship game. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what part of elite do you have to prove if you're that guy? And it's not like he's not throwing to dudes.
Yeah.
He's gonna even if one dude leaves, there's more dudes coming in at Georgia. So it's not a lack of talent around him. He's elite.
How about Max Johnson, transfer from LSU now to Texas A&M?
I hope he's their starting quarterback. And I don't even know that I would say he's proven something, but I wouldn't call him a proven quarterback to be a good proven quarterback.
He's unknown.
He's unknown, and he got a weak arm. He's semi-mobile. I want to buy in that he's a heady player like his dad was, but I don't see it when I watch him. He's a little unorthodox, mainly probably because I'm seeing the lefty version of his father out there playing quarterback, but I'm saying below average.
Okay. How about KJ Jefferson from Arkansas?
He's proven. He's a commodity at what he does. He's a physical runner. Mm-hmm. That if they take advantage of that, he can be even a better version of that. So if I were told that he was our starting quarterback at Auburn, I'd be thrilled. So I don't know what that answer is to you. I'd say he's a little higher than proven. He's not. He doesn't excel at this point, but I think he's way better than most.
Zach Calzada.
No idea.
Unknown.
Totally unknown because his numbers scream average.
What do you think his ceiling is?
Who knows?
Proven?
I mean,
or elite?
I even look at his high school numbers, and they're not explosive.
No, they're not.
They're good. And I see film. I watch the same film that all of you watch with him throwing in the indoor facility, and the ball seems to jump out of his hand. I think he's got all of the variables that you're looking for, but he's not played a football season all the way back to high school where he was far and away the best player on the field. So, unproven.
About Spencer Rattler at South Carolina? What did he prove at Oklahoma?
Nothing. I watched his QB1 series, and he turned my stomach. Oh, gosh, if I'd had to play ball with that guy. There's just something about that guy. He's an utter punk. You know, I think he's a very talented punk, but he's a punk nonetheless. And if those of you that watched it disagree with me, I mean, by all means. But I watched him in high school, and I said, gosh, I'm just so glad. I don't care if I won a state championship as long as I don't have to listen to that guy and watch that guy prancy himself around out here. That'd be okay with me. So I think his ceiling's very high, but I don't believe they'll get it there.
Let's take one more break. We'll come back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after these messages.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday afternoon. Andy and Randy closing things out to 1 o'clock. We were looking at where SEC quarterbacks would rank in one of 3 categories: elite, proven, or unknown. Just a couple more I'll throw out there because some of these names on here, quite frankly, Randy, I would say who? All right, how about Will Levis from Kentucky?
I think he's proven.
Okay.
I don't think he's elite. I don't think he's going to take Kentucky to an SEC championship. I don't think he's that style of player. But I do think he's a proven winner, and he's what Kentucky has become. Mm-hmm. They get a lot of guys that the rest of us would want to add to our group, but they play for them, and they win more games than we do these days.
No, this is true.
It's what it's become.
How about Hendon Hooker, Tennessee?
Nobody knows.
Can he how far can he take Tennessee?
Who knows? Yeah. What do you think? I mean, I say he's unproven. Most
I think
would say
he took
he's
them
elite.
farther than I thought they were going to take him last year. So,
but was it him taking them there?
He was a whole lot better than that other guy they threw out there at the beginning. So.
Well, yeah, but he was pitiful. And, I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's the one that's going to take them to the 10-11 win season just yet. But I think they're about to get it. I think the way that they're recruiting, that the next guy could be that. I can't get over their baseball group. I'm starting to hate them like Alabama fans right now.
Yeah. How about Will Rogers at Mississippi State?
Oh.
He'll throw it 60 times.
Not elite. He's proven.
Okay.
He's proven to be decent in a Leach offense, which now all of you that said that wouldn't work in the SEC, I'm agreeing with. If it doesn't work this year, it definitely won't. I don't see it working except for
what
maybe
is working?
Winning
SEC
9
title?
games. Winning. No. Mississippi State.
Yeah.
That's unrealistic.
That's what I'm thinking.
You can't beat Alabama. They're not going to. I mean, Dan Mullen didn't.
No.
So, I mean, no, and Dan Mullen's as good as you're going to get at Mississippi State.
9 wins.
But he wins 9 games at Mississippi State, same as Dan Mullen did. That is.
He can win 9 games. I don't know if he can win it consistently every year.
I don't know that he can win 9 games.
He can win 9 games.
You think he can?
Yes.
Can right now? With Auburn in the mix, the way that we're going?
They beat us last year.
That's my point. I'm saying you're saying that Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, all of us aren't far enough ahead of them right now that they can't get to 9 wins. You may be right.
Yeah.
Where we all stand right now, it could be prime time for that.
It's fair.
Yeah. I think he's okay. I think he's proven.
Okay.
You like him?
I think that I think he started to come into his own a little bit midway through the year last year, and I thought he was pretty good by the end. Patrick says Cameron Stutz is making things interesting at left guard. He finds it humorous that Mississippi State could beat Auburn, or has beaten Auburn, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Bill says we need a legitimate deep threat and a quarterback that can put it in his hands.
Well, I think there's a better chance that we've got a quarterback that can put it in a deep threat's hands than we have a deep threat.
Probably true.
That's that's not signs to a lot of confidence coming from these parts here.
No, that's not good. Happy birthday today, Cliff Edwards. That's Jiminy Cricket.
Where do you come up with it?
Burl Ives. You know Burl Ives.
I know the name, but I don't know who he is.
You remember the little claymation Frosty the Snowman and Santa Claus? He was the one that,
watch it.
You know,
my house.
He was the guy that comes out, with a little mustache.
Yeah. Okay,
A little bitty tear let me down. Don Newcomb, he was a pitcher. How about Marla Gibbs? Florence from the Jeffersons, the maid.
Well, how do you go away from Don Newcomb all the way to Florence from the Jeffersons? That tells you where your interests are.
How about the 45th President of the United States?
I think Newcomb was in the game before the shot heard around the world. He didn't get to the next batter when Bobby Thompson comes up and hits the home run. But it was
Ralph Branca.
It was Newcomb that was taken out.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Good info.
There's some interesting info. You can go back to talking
Randy
about
on the spot.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, happy birthday today.
Yeah.
The late, great Pat Summitt, one of the greats.
As probably the best basketball coach in SEC history.
Probably.
Who's better?
It's hard to argue.
Adolph Rupp.
Yeah.
But he's not as good as Rupp.
No, probably not. She built just out of nothing. Will Patton, good actor. Fred Funk, good golfer. Sam Perkins, big smooth. How about Boy George? You big boy.
Nope.
Remember when? Yeah, I ain't even gonna go there. Yasmin Bleeth, Baywatch fan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Wonder where she is.
That's a great question. Steffi Graf, born on this day.
Great player for
Wife
about
of Andre
a
Agassi.
5 to 7 year period. You could not lose.
Greatest, yeah. Bruce Bowen, he was pretty good. Fred Baxter, remember him?
Bruce Bowen's a great defender.
Yeah, great defender. From Brundage, Alabama, tight end for Auburn, Fred Baxter.
Remember him well.
Played for the Jets.
Good player.
And Sam Shade. I think he played for Alabama, didn't he?
Still coaching.
Yeah. How bad? It's going to wrap it up for us. He's Randy. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.